Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time, we're tackling how partners can actively get involved in supporting a healthy pregnancy. We hear so much about the expectant mother side of things, but what about the other person? What does it take for the partner to really be present throughout the entire experience?
Well, you're right. It really is a crucial role, and it's definitely not just about being there physically. It's much more about being there emotionally and intellectually. It's about truly becoming a partner in every sense of that word.
I love that, a true partner. So where should we even start with all of this?
Well, knowledge is power. As a partner, just understanding what's happening with your partner's body and with the baby's development can really make a huge difference.
So like reading all those pregnancy books and spending time on those online forums.
Exactly. The more that you learn, the more prepared you'll be to offer support and anticipate needs, and to just generally be a more empathetic and supportive partner.
Okay, so I'm picturing myself as the partner. I'm reading up on everything, from morning sickness to Braxton Hicks contractions. What's the next step?
Well, think about all those doctor's appointments. Instead of letting your partner go alone, go with her. Not only does it show a united front, to the doctor, but it also lets you ask questions and stay completely informed.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about being proactive and making decisions as a team. Plus, just imagine going to that first ultrasound together. Such an unforgettable bonding experience.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about the big milestones. Even going to those normal checkups can be powerful when you experience them together. It makes the pregnancy feel real for both of you.
Okay, so we've got the knowledge and we're going to appointments together. What else can we do during the pregnancy?
Well, have you ever heard of antenatal classes?
I have, but honestly, I always thought those were just for the mothers.
That's a really common thought. But actually, they're designed for both partners to learn about everything from pregnancy symptoms and labor to delivery techniques. It's kind of like a safe space where you can ask questions, practice breathing exercises, and basically just learn how to support each other through everything.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's not just about, changing diapers. It's about understanding what's happening so you could be the best support system.
Exactly. And another cool thing is that you'll be in a room full of other couples who are going through the exact same thing. You can connect and share experiences and build your support network.
That's a great point. Okay, so we've covered the importance of knowledge, attending appointments together, and taking those antenatal classes. Now let's think about labor and delivery. How can the partner be the best support system during the main event?
Well, that's when all of this preparation really pays off. By being informed and involved throughout the pregnancy, you'll be so much more ready to support your partner during labor.
So it's much more than just holding her hand and giving encouragement.
Yeah, it's definitely more than that. It's about understanding the birth plan, advocating for her needs and wishes, and just being her rock during one of the most intense experiences of her life. And let's be real, it's probably going to be pretty intense for you too.
I can only imagine. And then, after the baby is born, everything changes in an instant. What role does the partner play then?
Well, that's when you transition from pregnancy support to being a parent. But that's a whole other deep dive.
Perfect,
Yeah.
because we still have a lot to unpack.
It's amazing how much focus there is on the actual birth, but the real journey starts when you bring that little one home.
It really is. Suddenly it's sleepless nights and diaper changes and just a whole new world of responsibility. It's got to be a lot for both partners.
Oh, definitely. And I think one of the most important things that you can do as the partner during this time is just to realize that your partner's going through a massive transition, like physically and emotionally.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit. What does that look like?
So physically, her body's recovering from childbirth, her hormones are all over the place, and she's probably more sleep deprived than she's ever been in her life.
Wow, that sounds intense. It's no wonder they call it the fourth trimester.
Exactly. And emotionally, she's adjusting to being a mom, which comes with a lot of feelings. Joy and excitement, but also maybe some anxiety and just feeling totally overwhelmed.
So how can partners be the most supportive during such a delicate time? It seems like there's a lot to think about.
Well, it all starts with the basics. Patience, understanding, and practical help. Offer to take on some of the night feedings, change diapers, do the laundry, basically anything you can to lighten the load.
So it's about sharing that responsibility and working as a team.
Exactly. And you shouldn't underestimate how powerful it is to just ask, how can I help? Just knowing that you're there to support her can make her feel so much better.
I think it's those little things that can make a big difference when everyone's exhausted and overwhelmed.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just about doing stuff. Emotional support is just as important. Listen to her, encourage her, and just validate what she's feeling, even if you don't completely get it.
Right. like those postpartum hormones, they can be intense.
Exactly. Sometimes all it takes is acknowledging how she feels, saying something like, I know this is really hard right now, can go a long way.
It's about creating a safe and non-judgmental space for her to open up.
Right. And, if she's feeling down or anxious and it doesn't get better, it's important to maybe get some professional help. Postpartum depression is serious and it needs to be addressed early.
That's a good point. We talk a lot about the good parts of being a parent, but the challenges are real, and it's okay to ask for help when you need it.
Oh, for sure. Supporting your partner's mental health isn't just about her. It's about the whole family.
So we talked about all the changes after childbirth, but what about the relationship between the partners? Does becoming parents affect that?
That's a good question. It's definitely a big adjustment, and it's important for couples to realize that their relationship will change. The focus shifts to the baby, and sometimes that makes partners feel a little neglected or disconnected.
So how do you maintain a sense of closeness with all the craziness of being new parents?
You have to communicate. It sounds simple, but even if it's just 15 minutes before bed to chat and reconnect, making time for each other can make a big difference.
So it's about remembering that you're a team even when you're not taking care of the baby.
Exactly. And even small things like a hug, a compliment, a simple I love you, those can go a long way in making you feel connected.
It sounds like it's all about finding a balance between taking care of the baby and nurturing your relationship. That probably isn't easy, though.
You're right. It's like a constant balancing act, and there will be times when you both feel like you're failing. Just be kind to each other.
It's so easy to get caught up in trying to be the perfect parent,
Yeah.
but realistically, that doesn't exist.
Totally. Parenthood is a journey, not a destination. There will be good times, bad times, sleepless nights, and amazing moments. And all along the way, you'll be growing together both individually and as a couple.
So what I hear you saying is to embrace the messiness and just try to enjoy the experience.
Yep. And don't be afraid to reach out for help, whether it's family, friends, or a professional. Having that support system can make such a difference.
So as we're talking about the partner's role in supporting a healthy pregnancy, what's the most important takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I want everyone to remember that becoming a parent is a huge change for you and for the couple. It's a challenging but rewarding journey, and the partner is so important every step of the way.
I love that. What's really stuck with me is the importance of being open, understanding each other, and being there for each other, especially when it's tough.
Exactly. It's about being present, supportive, and a true partner. And that's how you build a happy family.
And now we'd love to hear from you. How have you seen partners be incredibly supportive during pregnancy and early parenthood?
Share your thoughts and experiences and stories with us. We'd love to hear them.
It's really inspiring to hear about how much partners can actually do to make pregnancy and postpartum a positive experience for everyone.
Yeah, it really is. It just shows that this is something you go through together. It's about supporting each other through everything, celebrating the good times, and tackling the tough stuff as a team.
And speaking of tough stuff, it's important to say that not every couple is going to have a perfect, smooth transition. There will be disagreements, frustration, and times when things get really overwhelming.
Oh, of course. Parenthood is a huge learning experience, and you're both figuring it out as you go. What matters is that you talk openly and are willing to compromise.
So when those bumps in the road come up, how can couples deal with them in a healthy way?
Honesty and understanding are so important. Talk about your feelings, listen to what your partner has to say, and really try to see things from their point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in your own tiredness and frustration, but remembering that your partner's probably feeling the same way can make a big difference.
Exactly. Sometimes just talking about those feelings can help, and it creates a space where you can work together to find solutions.
So it's all about teamwork and communication, and remembering that you're on the same team, even when it doesn't feel like it.
Absolutely. And, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Sometimes talking to a therapist or counselor can be a really good way to work through problems and get better at communicating with each other.
That's such a good point. Asking for help shows strength, not weakness. It means that you're both committed to making this work for yourselves and for your family.
You're exactly right. And every couple is different. What works for one might not work for another. It's all about finding what's best for both of you, being open with each other and being flexible.
It's about embracing the whole experience.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the challenging, knowing that you have each other's support.
That's it. And as you watch your little one grow, you'll see that your roles as partners will change too.
It's a journey that never really ends, right? Full of growth, discoveries, and a deeper connection.
Yeah. And it starts with that commitment to be there for each other during this incredible time.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the partner's role in supporting a healthy pregnancy. We've talked about everything from being involved during pregnancy to supporting each other after the baby's born.
We covered a lot of ground today. Hopefully, everyone listening feels more confident about this journey. You have the information and resources to be the best partner you can be.
It's been a really great conversation. I especially think that communication, empathy, and that willingness to just be there for each other are key takeaways.
Couldn't agree more. It's about being present, supportive, and a true partner. That's what makes a happy family.
And we would love to hear from you. How have you seen partners be amazing sources of support during this time?
Share your thoughts and your stories with us. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.